So stage one of the Mersey Valley Tour is here in Ulverston. It's a time trial over 17 kilometres, or just shy of 17 kilometres, on the road to Penguin and return. Now this stretch of road is the equivalent of the beach road in Melbourne. This is where all the cyclists in Tasmania come to ride. You can go from Devonport all the way through to Stanley and back. Okay, Beck, one of the favourites for the time trial, first stage here at the Mersey Valley Tour, and world champion in the individual pursuit. So you must be really confident about today's stage.
Oh, I'm not so sure about too confident. There's obviously a number of riders, a time trial, everything has to come together well on the day. I had good form 2 months ago, winning the World Championships, and I'll just treat today like 5 individual pursuits back to back. I won on this course here 2 years ago, the last time I raced Mersey Valley Tour, so I know the course very well. It does suit my strengths, but there are a number of girls that will probably challenge for the win today.
The course is 16.8k, a little bit undulating but beautiful coastal scenery, which might be a little bit distracting, but it's going to be really fast, and so it's going to really suit power riders. Bridie O'Donnell, I wouldn't be surprised if you see some of the junior under-19s up there hot on our tails.
So the time trial course is perfectly suited for the real specialist against the clock. Very flat, a couple of little rolling undulations in it, but nothing that'll really upset the big, powerful riders. Straight out to Penguin, turn around, straight back. The weather conditions are ideal for a race today. Virtually no wind, sun is shining. It's a beautiful day for a race. Well, Tasmania really did turn on the weather for stage one, the 17-kilometre time trial of the Mersey Valley Tour, and it was Rowena Fryer, the former Australian mountain bike champion, was the first rider to get them underway. Slightly more difficult coming back. It was a tailwind out to the turnaround point, so harder going. The riders really had to save the energy for that final push to the line into the headwind coming to the finish. And amongst the early starters was the young gun of the National Road Series, Annalisa Hull, who set the early time of 23.42 to go to the top of the table. A couple other young riders that went out on course, Lauren Perry, former junior world champion, also Ellen Skerritt, the breakthrough rider from last year's National Road Series, was out on course as well, trying to replicate the performances of 2014. And then eventually one rider got the better of Annalisa Hull's time. It was Louisa Lobiggs coming in with the new fastest time of 23.24. One rider that will be looking to get the better of Louisa Lobiggs, though, was Felicity Wardlaw, as she went out in her Bicycle Superstore colours.
I probably haven't had the best form in the last 12 or 6 to 12 months, but I've done a fair bit of training, and I would really love a win today just to get the confidence back.
And then some of the big names came up to the start line. Rebecca Wysack, the world champion in the individual pursuit, also a strong time trialer. She went off just in front of Bridie O'Donnell, the race favourite and last year's time trial winner. And as expected, Rebecca Wysack went out very fast early on. With that 1 minute back to Bridie O'Donnell, she had something to chase. Bridie O'Donnell very quickly up into her rhythm.
I was actually really nervous. She's always incredibly consistent, even though this wouldn't necessarily be her favourite distance. I knew she'd start very aggressively, so it was important for me to start maybe a little harder and kind of, I didn't actually see her the entire race until the turnaround, and I tried to do some counting in my hard workout to see what the splits were like, and I was gaining on her at the turnaround. And then with about 2k to go, I could see she was there, and that just made me even more desperate to catch her.
Finishing fast, Felicity Wardlaw, the former Australian time trial champion, came in with a new best time of 23.16. And the last rider to start, number one as the defending champion from 2014, Ruth Corset, sets out on course. As Wysack was coming down to the finish line, it was clear she wasn't going to post the best time. Third fastest for her as she came across the line, but just in behind her was Bridie O'Donnell in those familiar pink colours, flying through to the finish to post the fastest time of 22.55. Wardlaw was still holding down second fastest as Lucy Caldwell was coming down to the finish line and crosses the line with a 23.00 to bump Wardlaw down to third. Caldwell moves into second. And the the pocket rocket, Ruth Corset, last year's overall winner. Coming into the finish line, it was clear she wasn't going to go into the top 3, but limiting her losses as she's waiting for the big climbs. Across the line in 23.29 in 6th place.
I'm so happy. I really wanted to win this, so I was really paying attention to where Felicity Wardlaw, Rebecca Wysack, even Caldwell, who rides well, and going off with about 10 minutes before the final riders, it was really important for me to keep a very strong rhythm and keep Rebecca Wysack in my sights. She is a world champion after all.
So it was Ruth Corset's teammate, Bridie O'Donnell, taking out the stage win as expected. Second across the line, though, was Lucy Caldwell from Holden Women's Racing. Felicity Wardlaw from the Bicycle Superstore was third. The first race leader of this year's event is Bridie O'Donnell, heading into stage 2, an 80-kilometre road stage, starting and finishing in the town of Sheffield.
We're very excited, obviously. We've got another great rider in our team, Kate Perry, who came second at the Tour of Bright last year, who's a great little climber. So obviously we've come here with big aspirations. We want to win the Tour again, and we want Ruth to ride really aggressively the next couple of days, and our job will be basically do whatever we can to facilitate her winning the Tour.